me to the core. Because when I look at the blind Bartimaeus, I see a man who wanted his life to change. How many want their lives to change today? Then you are in the right place. Because Bartimaeus desired one day to see with his own eyes. Bartimaeus desired that one day he'll go to work and work for himself. Many people used to see him begging at the gate of Jericho, and many of them confused him, and they thought this man is very comfortable here begging for bread. But Bartimaeus was not comfortable. You may see me standing here and think I'm very, very comfortable. I have not yet arrived. This is just the process. You may look at me and think this guy looks like he has made it. I have not even begun. I am a man who is hungry for something. I may not be able to tell you exactly what it is, but I sleep hungry and I wake up in the morning hungry, because the purposes of God are calling me, and destiny is crying out to me, and I always feel like blind Bartimaeus. And this afternoon, if I don't preach to you, just know I'll be preaching to myself. There was something about Bartimaeus that I find very intriguing. Unlike every other miracle that Jesus performed, this man put in a mighty effort. This is one man who would have missed the miracle, and this is one man who was about to miss the miracle, except that he was very, very courageous. And this was a man who was about to miss his destiny, but he was a man that never gives up. And this was a man who was surrounded by naysayers. He was surrounded by discouragers. He was surrounded by wicked men who never wanted him to see with his own eyes. I have told you to underline verse number 49, because the Bible says many rebuked him. That means there are many people in your life who don't want you to go anywhere. You have many friends who don't want you to buy a vehicle. There are many friends in your life who don't want you to have a good dress. And there are many friends in your life who don't want you to be promoted. They are happy with where you are. They love it when you're begging for bread. They love it when you're at the bottom of the pile. And they love it when you're struggling every morning and every evening. They love it when you borrow them fare. And they love it when you cannot even buy yourself a cup of tea in Java. They love it when you have nothing in your life, and that is why they discourage you. Whenever you want to do something, they tell you that is not for your kind. Do you know these things are done by the rich? And do you know what you're trying to do is done by people who have more education? Do you even know that business you're trying to run can only be run by somebody who has connections in government? And those are the men that surrounded Bartimaeus. And one thing I love about Bartimaeus is that Bartimaeus was a courageous man. Bartimaeus was not the kind of people that give up. He had not quit on his life. Even though he was a blind beggar, he was a man who could see with his own inner eyes. Even though his physical eyes were blind, he could see his future. Even though he was a blind beggar, he knew one day is coming. I hope I'm talking to somebody here who knows one day is coming, and you will never beg again for a lift. I'm telling you, one day is coming. You will never beg for a shoe to go for a function. I'm telling you, one day is coming. You will be the general manager of that company. That is the dream that Bartimaeus had. He knew right now, I am a blind beggar, and everybody in Jericho knows me because I am situated at the gateway. So everybody coming in or going out, and every passersby can be able to see me. They can even see my dress, because there is a kind of an attire that you used to wear when you were blind. There was a kind of attire for beggars in the land of Israel, and I knew everybody could tell that is Bartimaeus. He is busy begging for bread. Everybody knew he's going to be there tomorrow morning. Others knew by evening you're still going to be there. I must buy an extra mandazi and take to the beggar in Jericho, because he was known as a beggar. But Bartimaeus did not see himself that way. It matters how you look at yourself. It matters what you see in your life. If you see yourself the way other people see you, you will not get anywhere. If you agree with every naysayer, you agree with every discourager, you agree with every hater, you will not get anywhere. Bartimaeus was a blind man. His eyes could not see, But that was not his predicament. He knew one day my eyes will see again. I don't know what God is going to do, but I know one day I'll drive my Range Rover. I don't know what God is going to do, but one day my eyes will see again. I don't know how God will deliver it, but one day I'll host you in my house in Lavington. I don't know how God is going to do it, but one of these fine days I'll be speaking in London. I don't know how heaven will answer this, but I see a tomorrow that you may not see in me. That was Bartimaeus. Even though everybody had categorized him, can I speak in tongues? Even though everybody knew this man is a PWD, a person living with disability, he knew himself otherwise. It matters what you see when you look at your life in the mirror. When you wake up and look at that mirror right at the door, you must always remember, I am a giant killer. I am a mighty man awaiting to happen. I am the next miracle in Kawangu. I am a world shaker. I am unstoppable. Whenever he sat there, he knew I am not a blind beggar. I am a man of great wonders. He knew one day my eyes will be able to see. Though people could not see it that way, he could see himself in a different light.